Hi gang, Simon here, and today we're going to be working a little bit of mobility and stretches to help relieve that lower stiff sore back. So just make sure you've got loads of space to do it in. We're going to be doing it primarily on the floor with a couple stretches, standing, and yeah, let's get started. All right team, so today we're going to be doing the child pose. So for this one, if you really struggle with the floor, you can use a pillow or a yoga block for your head to rest on. But the whole idea is that you want the knees wider than the hips, and you want to kind of sink the hips towards the feet, okay? So place your hands on the top of each other if you like. I'm going to focus on some breathing, okay? So on the exhale, I want you to lean back more, get more into that position of bringing the glutes further back, okay? So think breathing in. And on the exhale, go a little bit deeper into the stretch. Breathe in. And exhale. Breathe in. And exhale. Just breathe in. Amazing. So next what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to do the cat-cow. So really good stretch. Legs is flat on the floor, so part of your shoe, try and make sure it's flat or close to the ground as possible. Hands, you're going to make sure they're starfish, so making that starfish parallel to those shoulders. We want the knees parallel to the hips, and we want to focus on driving that back up, rounding it, bring the chin in. And then as we straighten the back, the last thing we want to do is exhale. Okay, so it should look something like this. So breathing in. And exhale. And you want to try and push into the ground, guys, okay? If you push into the ground, especially around that back, it'll make a world of a difference. Okay, we're going to add a little twist now. So what I want you to do is breathe in and then squeeze the shoulder blades together. And as you unsqueeze, exhale. Let's get one more. Amazing, good job. So we're gonna do the cobra stretch. Fantastic stretch for a stiff lower back. So the idea here is we want the hands close to the body. We wanna make sure that our hip flexors remain on the floor. And we're just gonna drive up. We're gonna look 5 to 6 feet into the air. Okay, we don't want the shoulders crunched. We wanna try and keep them as relaxed as possible, pushing into the ground. And you should feel this in the lower back, but also in the abs too. Let's get 5 good deep breaths. Let's get one more. Fantastic. Okay, so lower back should start feeling a little bit more relaxed and a little bit less stiff. So we're going to do a seated forward fold. So the idea of this one, team, is a couple of ways we can do this. So with the seated forward fold, if you find it too much, you can stay on your feet and just try and lean forward to stretch out the back. If you want to extend the legs, so lock them out, so we get a bit more hamstrings involved, you can do that too. But the idea is you want to keep the legs as straight as possible, walk the hands towards the ankles, and if you can get really low, awesome. if this is as much as you can get, great, don't worry, just do what you can. And with each exhale, try and go a little bit deeper in that stretch. So breathing in and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. Good, and slowly relax and come up. And for our next stretch, guys, what I'd like you to do is we're gonna do a spinal twist. So for this one, we are gonna do it seated. So we wanna cross one foot over the other, try and keep it above the knee if you can. And then, just as an example, brought my right leg over my left arm is gonna go behind the right knee, and then I'm gonna look over towards my right shoulder. I'm gonna use my hand to help stabilize everything. I'm gonna hold this for 4 to 5 good deep breaths. Amazing. And what we're gonna do next, team, is we're gonna swap sides. So bring that foot above that knee. Make sure opposite hand is fully supporting the weight of your upper torso. And then the opposite arm is gonna go behind your left knee. And you're gonna look over your shoulder and focus on that breathing. Good stuff. Okay, so for this next one, team, we can have a little self-massage, which is never a bad thing, right? So the idea is we're gonna bring our knees towards our chest. And the goal here is we're gonna interlock the fingers, or you can just grab onto the knees, do whatever feels right. And we're gonna rock. We're gonna bring our head towards our belly button. And you can do the alphabet if you want. You can do figure of eights, you can do numbers, whichever. The whole idea is you want to try and rock so that lower back is getting massaged, we're getting that blood circulating to that area and optimizing that. So I'm just going to rock gently, forward, backward, side to side. And then you're going to rest that head and you're going to bring those knees towards the chest. So your tailbone's going to be lifted off the ground and you're going to focus on a nice deep breath. Amazing. So this next one, team, you're going to grab the knee at the front, interlock those fingers, and we're going to pull. So again, this is going to help the hips slightly, but also the lower back. So I'm going to pull that knee and we're going to focus on those deep breaths. Let's get one more. Good stuff. Okay, so we're gonna swap legs now, and again, we're gonna pull that knee towards our chest. Focus on your breathing. Amazing. So with that knee, what we're gonna do is we're gonna dart it across the body. So keeping both shoulders firmly to the ground. You can drop that foot towards the ground if you want, but the whole idea is that we want the knee to go across the body. So we're getting that lower back stretch as well. And we're gonna focus on 3, 4 deep breaths, okay? So in through the nose, and out through the mouth. Great stuff. So we're going to swap sides. So making sure that knee, both shoulders on the floor, knees going across the body. And we're getting that stretch in that lower back. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to stretch the hamstrings. You're probably thinking, why would we stretch the hamstrings? This is a lower back, relieving session. But a lot of the time is that tight hamstrings can be the cause of lower back pain. Okay, so can tight hips. The whole idea is that you want to try and keep everything loose. So straighten that leg as much as you can. You want to grab behind the hamstring, so we're optimizing that stretch, and we want to bring those toes and curl them towards our face. So trying to straighten the leg, curl the toes, and you'll definitely feel that stretch in the hamstring area. Focus on the breathing. On the exhale, we're always going to try and make sure we straighten that leg a little bit more, pull that leg a little bit closer. Amazing. All right, let's try and get 4 to 5 good deep breaths this one. Okay, so straighten the leg, curl the toes, and dial in on that breathing. So breathing in, and exhale. Breathe in, and out. Great stuff. Okay, for this next one, team, what we're going to do is going to do a kneeling thoracic rotation. So the whole idea is, what we want to do is we want to try and utilize the wall if we can. The idea is going to lunge forward. With my right hand, I'm going to try and place it against the wall, and with my left hand, I'm going to try and also touch the wall as much as possible. If you struggle with this one, chances are you might have a tight hips, tight lower back, or tight upper back and shoulder mobility. But the goal here is to try and get both hands to touch the wall. For myself, I think it's near about, so again, just something to work on and be mindful of. Bring the hands together. This time, try and go a little bit deeper in that stretch. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to swap sides. So swap hands, and the idea is, we're going to try and get into that stretch. Try one more time. So a little bit deeper in that stretch. Amazing. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to do a standing forward fold. So the whole idea is we're going to have our feet about hip width apart. You can interlock, hold on to your elbows if you wish, or you can try and touch the floor. But the whole idea is we don't want to lock out from the knees, we want to keep them slightly bent. Okay, a little break in the knees. We're going to lean forward, and we're going to try and let just that upper torso hang, everything loose. You can go right to left if you want to get a little bit of hamstrings involved a bit more. But the whole goal here is we want to let that upper torso just decompress as much as possible. And again, focus on that breathing, team. Let's get one more. And slowly come up. Awesome job today, guys. Well done. Hopefully you got some use out of this and you're feeling a little bit more nimble and less, less in pain or less sore. So keep turning up and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks very much.